Well, we always like to challenge ourselves with the non-conference schedule to get us ready for the conference season, and yeah, so far to this point we've played 4 teams that are nationally ranked. NEO, when we played them, was top 25, and that was a heck of a game here. First game at home, and a great environment, great student turnout, and people that come to the games. I mean, it was really a fun game. Got down early and then came back, and the way we won it at the end with Mikkel having the tip dunk right at the end of the game, great way to end that one. And then, yeah, that weekend we played Kirkwood, who won the national championship last year in the D2 level, but had 9 guys back from last year's team. And we played really well the first half. Second half, we just completely laid an egg. It was bad. And we learned stuff from it. And were able to win the next game. And then, yeah, this past weekend, which last week, the whole week was a tough week for us because we played Eastern Oklahoma, who was averaging 103 points a game coming in. And we had been struggling scoring the ball a little bit to that point. And we finally got things clicking a little bit, scored in the 90s in that game and held them to 50-some points. And then last weekend going up to Iowa and playing Southeastern Iowa, who's ranked 13th in the country, and Indian Hills, who's ranked number 3 in the nation. And knew it was going to be 2 tough games when I scheduled it last spring, but wanted to challenge our guys and got the win Friday against Southeastern Iowa. Kind of an ugly game, but you know, they're very good defensively, and it ended up being 68-60. And then Saturday we played Indian Hills and lost a close one, 70-68, but a heck of a ball game. It was, I felt watching it, you know, during the game, it was a great game, and then when I watched it again on the video, it was both teams played well, made big shots, made runs both ways, just kind of what you want a college basketball game to be when 2 good teams are playing against each other. And hopefully that's going to give our guys some confidence going forward that, hey, we can go anywhere and play with anybody. And so, yeah, we're sitting at 6-2 right now, but have had a pretty good schedule to this point. Mikkel Murray's really been playing well. He's been our most consistent guy, been our leading scorer. If he's not our leading rebounder, he's usually our second leading rebounder. Really an exciting player, scores in a lot of different ways. He's gotten to the point this year where he's shooting a 3 and he's confident in that. But he can really score it off the dribble. And we try to get him the ball a lot of different places on the floor. So he's been playing well. And then some of our freshmen have been kind of, as they do early in the season, they're up and down. Tyler Perry struggled early. And then recently he's been really playing well, starting to shoot it better with some confidence. And Manny Crump struggled a little bit early, but then he's been playing well lately. So just different guys, and I think that's the way this team will go. I think if we can get some consistency from Mikkel, Manny, Kamani, and get Tony going a little bit from the perimeter the way I think he's going to be able to shoot it because he's off to a slow start. And then those freshmen are going to keep coming along. Yeah, West Plains on the road after being in Iowa will be difficult. Very talented team. The record doesn't show that, you know, they're having great success, but they've got a wing that signed early with Florida State. Talent-wise, they're very good. Their first 5 or 6 guys are very talented players. Not the most disciplined team defensively, so if we can take care of the ball and take good shots, we'll be able to score it, and then we got to be able to defend them on the other end. Yeah, I purposefully put Bethany JV in there after the stretch that we're going through right now with a lot of road games and tough opponents. And then we started out conference play. 2 of our first 3 games are at Hutch, who is ranked number 4 in the nation, and at Barton County. So we're in the middle of a real tough stretch. So I wanted a little bit of a feel-good game before we get into conference play next week. That's an interesting one for us, especially this year, because we're in the middle of finals. Well, not in the middle of it. We're in the last day of finals is when we go to Garden City. So we're having to work around that schedule. And then also we go to Garden City as our last conference game, December 11th, I believe. So we'll get back late, and then the guys go home the next day, and they're home for like 2 weeks. So all the work we've done up until this point, they go home, and basically after about 4 days, guys lose their conditioning. 3 days really, but when you get to that 4th day and aren't doing stuff like we do, they start to really drop off. And so they'll be home for 2 weeks, and as much as I tell them every year, hey, get in the gym and run, and they'll play some and they'll shoot some, but not at the level of intensity that they have to have here. So they'll get back, and we'll have a week of getting back into shape again. The one good thing when they come back, the stuff that we're doing will come back to them quicker. So it won't be so much learning, it'll be reminding, and also just the conditioning portion of it. And we'll have a week, and that's generally what we do. We go 2-a-days for the first few days, and then we start tapering it off and going back to our usual one practice. And because right when we get back, we're going back into conference play again. So yeah, it's always it's a good thing, bad thing. It's nice to have the break. Believe me, a lot of my friends at the Division I level wish they had the break that we have. Some of those guys used to coach at the junior college level and say they missed the JUCO break. So it's nice, but yeah, the other side of it is your guys get out of shape when they're home. So.